Natalie Strobach, and I'm CEO, founder, and inventor of Aeroshield. And so, as Nick mentioned, we're making a porous form of super insulating glass sheets that actually replace the inner layer of a double pane to be able to upgrade them into super insulating high performance products. So very excited to be here today and to share what we're working on in our progress. So I'll share my screen and get started here. Turns out that we spent more than 80% of our lives inside of a building, which is one of the reasons that windows become such a critical element of our homes. But these beautiful windows are also responsible for the lion's share of our energy losses in our buildings. And for that reason, they're a place that we really need innovation. We need to be able to have more energy efficient, more comfortable buildings. But the problem is the current products that we have today are really starting to reach their limitations. So the most common product is to take 2 panes of glass and use those to create an interlayer of gas that insulates those energy losses within your building. Now, the problem is that when we try and increase that performance over just this single gap, we typically take and create another gap in order to get the next level of energy performance. But that often comes with lots of challenges when it comes to manufacturing price, shipping price, installation. And the result is that the end consumer is really stuck with kind of making a choice, which is this balance of, I can either have something affordable or efficient. And for that reason, our high performance window products are less than 5% of new installations in buildings. We at Aeroshield feel that that's just a problem, that there should be a solution where you can get both performance and cost at a point where consumers can have access to it. And so that's what Aeroshield seeks to do, is to bring a product to the market that can have all of that high performance of a triple pane, but with all of the price tag and the form factor and the ease of installation of a double pane. And so we do that by fundamentally changing what we're using to insulate our windows. And at the key of this is actually the Aeroshield material, which is this sheet of porous glass. It's based on something called silica aerogel, which essentially means that we're creating this glass sheet that is made up of 95% air. But in our case, we've engineered those little pores that trap all of that air to be so small that your eye can't even see them anymore. And that allows us to create a material that is one of the most insulating materials in the world, actually twice as insulating as air. But at the same time, still having that clarity that we get used to with our traditional glass windows. And so during my PhD at MIT was when this material was really developed, and we understood the nanostructure and were actually able to patent it to allow this unique blend of super insulation and high clarity, which is really optimized to go into our windows. But the question becomes, what does that mean for you, whether you're working in the built environment or you're a homeowner and you want to have better choices with your products? Well, Aeroshield can help with a lot of problems. At the very core, transparent insulating materials are a huge application space that needs the kind of innovation that we can bring. But in particular, we felt that the residential market had the biggest need and one that we could solve most readily. So the product that Aeroshield starts with is taking a traditional double pane and simply replacing some of that gas fill, some or all of that gas fill, with a sheet of our material. And that allows us to unlock really high potential for a window product. So something that's incredibly insulating, twice as insulating as an air-filled double pane, something with a payback period that's 5 times faster than those triple panes that we see on the market, and also comes in a form factor that's thinner and lighter and removes all those barriers with shipping and manufacturing and installation, those kind of trouble points that we run into with these other high-performance products that are on the market. And because of this power of this material, we feel like the best way to get it into homes is to be able to manufacture this material ourselves and sell it to existing manufacturers so that a sheet of this high-performance material can be attached to existing glass and drop into the traditional double pane manufacturing. That means that we can come in at a lower cost point and really pass those savings on to the consumer. It also means that you can have Aeroshield in all the different diversity of styles and types that you might with a traditional double pane window. And it also means that you can get access to this high quality performance through those existing distribution channels. So that really is at the crux of what we want to be able to provide, all of this great performance with a low cost. And that really comes back to this material fundamentally has the potential to revolutionize an industry, and the fact that its performance is, next class. In the past, when technologies like this have been adopted, they really have been able to spread throughout all of our new window products. And we feel that Aeroshield has that same potential of, coming in and helping us, change the heat transfer through all of our glass that we're producing. And so that starts with a huge energy savings, just looking at North America, but it also comes with this huge carbon potential. So we really feel like this can be a sustainable choice for our windows. And to achieve that, we've kind of focused on 3 priorities. One, making sure that this is a cost-effective product and that it offers a pathway to really drive energy savings through a cost-competitive narrative for consumers. We also want to make sure that we're thinking about enabling new designs and new functions. We're bringing a new material to market. We want to figure out how to best use that beyond just initially making our windows more thermally better performing. And then, of course, we're really focused on the sustainability of our product. So looking at how we can increase the comfort and value of buildings so that those can serve end users for a longer period of time is definitely a priority for us. So to achieve that, right now we're in very early stage. So we have proof of concept of the material and some early prototype. But right now we're working to design and build our pilot manufacturing system to produce industry standard units for testing. And then use that to demonstrate the attraction and the scalability of our material in order to gain a customer so that we can be producing in kind of that same supply chain. So to do that, we have kind of 3 priorities to take this prototype that we already have demonstrated at the lab scale, as you can see here in this picture, with a nice little tiled together pieces of our material. Our next step is we need to be able to scale up that material to be able to accommodate units. Also looking at being able to make and test various window prototypes. And then, of course, work on the manufacturability, so making sure that we can connect and plug into that existing manufacturing channel so that these products can be accessed by everybody. So in today's manufacturing, we're working on some very early commercial manufacturing process developments. And that really allows us to start set up this pilot line where we can be producing 14 by 20 inch glass units and bigger starting late this year, early next year. And that really is the foothold for us to be able to learn, pilot, get into some buildings, really put through some rigorous testing, and aiming to be able to be full production launch, producing windows in early 2022 at kind of this starting 3x5 phase. And again, targeting really important gains in performance by just integrating into this double pane insulated glass unit. So just kind of as a summary, layout of the timeline. So we have this proof of concept. Right now we're working on our production and demonstrating that pilot facility. And that leads us up into being able to produce appreciable volumes of windows in 2022. So our team is really dedicated to what we're doing. So you have myself, I worked with this material in the lab where it was invented, spent a lot of time thinking about how you commercialize a technology breakthrough, bring it to market so it can be impactful. My co-founder, Kyle Wilkie, was also working with me in a lab at MIT. So he brings in the expertise about the manufacturing and leading that development, translating it from the lab into the commercial production. We also have our first hire starting this summer, VP of Operations, Aaron Baskerville-Bridges. He's really going to help us think about executing on this vision that we have with the technical and the markets. And of course, as I mentioned, we're touching on a lot of pieces in a diverse industry. So everything from manufacturing a new material to integrating it into window products to looking at how that window product can impact a building, not only its energy use, but potentially its design. And to help us with that, we definitely have looked at bringing on a lot of advisors with diverse experience group. But I will say we're always looking to talk to more people in the built environment or people who are passionate about windows to learn what other kind of problems that we can solve with this material. To that end, we also are a part of a fantastic community, really worked hard to understand how to bring this fundamental tech to an end user. And so we feel like we have the right resources, the right team motivated to really tackle this challenge, which is not going anywhere right now. It's that our windows still have these huge energy losses. And when we look at just the glass and what that loses every winter in the US, that's $20 billion in energy. That fundamentally is a problem that Aeroshield can solve. So look forward to taking questions or, please reach out if you have any other ideas. Otherwise, thank you for your attention.